Okay, so welcome and thank you for visiting my website. My name's Torben, and the recipe that we're going to do this month is a halibut. We are going to put it in the oven under the broiler, put a salsa on top of it, and we're going to serve that with baby bok choy that's been braised. So to start with, we need a nice piece of halibut, which I have here, and we'll marinate the halibut for an hour minimum in the refrigerator, or a couple of hours at room temperature. We use orange juice, lime juice, ginger, garlic, a little bit of sesame oil, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and that's all you need. And that sits in the marinade for an hour. Taking a small cookie sheet, well lubricated with PAM, place the halibut in the middle, in the oven, under the broiler. Make sure that the space between the top of the broiler and the fish is at least 6 inches, otherwise we'll char and crust the top, and for this particular dish we don't want it crusted, we just want it nicely browned or starting to brown and flaking. Set the timer for 10 minutes and away we go. The bok choy should be nicely trimmed and fairly small. To cook the bok choy, we have a cup of chicken broth. I use the organic type, no sodium, 3 tablespoons of butter, and we'll bring it to a boil. So we've just placed the baby bok choy in the simmering chicken broth with butter, and we'll let that cook at a simmer for approximately 4 to 5 minutes, or until just before it starts to wilt but it's become tender. Once we've finished cooking the bok choy, we'll take it out, tent it, let it rest for a while, and using the rest of the chicken broth together with the residual marinade, we'll reduce that down to a thick sauce and add a little bit more sesame oil to it. The bok choy is now done, and I'm going to turn the timer off as we speak. So we're going to transfer the bok choy to a plate and lightly tent it. And just hold that. We're going to bring the halibut out and let it sit for a second so that it can rest. Beautiful. And now I'm going to use the rest of the marinade in with the chicken broth. Turn this up high and reduce it down for about 2 to 3 minutes. So as the sauce is finishing, we'll plate the bok choy. And what I like to do with the bok choy is take one, cut it in half, and lay half down. For presentation purposes, we're going to present the halibut on top of the bok choy. Second one off to the side. I didn't do any starch today because this is a light lunch, but for purposes of starch, a quinoa or polenta cake is absolutely ideal. Rice or couscous also works really well. Right. Now the sauce has gained a consistency that is about 1/3 reduced, almost half reduced from where it was, and we're just going to lay the sauce across the bok choy. Now we'll bring the halibut out. Place the halibut on top of the cut bok choy, and now we'll finish it with the salsa. And as I said, this is a mango and peach salsa, and it has delicious overtones of cilantro and works perfectly with the marinade.